Hi, it's Chris, K2CJB with K2CJB Radio. Welcome back to the channel, and this video is a very special one. You know, I've been in ham radio for, wow, at least 45 years now. And, you know, I find the older I'm getting, we seem to get nostalgic, you know, for some of the things we used to do back in the early days. And, of course, ham radio is no different. And I find that I would like to play with some of the radios I used to have back when I first got started. The first sideband radio I ever owned was a Henry Radio Tempo 1. I bought it in 1978 from Cohoon Amateur Supply, and I think they were in Georgia at the time. And it was a brand new radio, and I remember getting it, and I stayed up all night long playing with this radio. And I sold it, you know, a number of years later. Well, of course, we know that radio has been long discontinued. And I would say in the last 10 years or so, every time I go to a ham fest, I'd look around on tables and see if I could find one. I looked around on eBay, and every once in a while I'd come across one. But I would bid on it, but I'd never win them until now. I was fortunate enough a couple of weeks ago to win an eBay auction, and I won a Henry Radio Tempo 1. So this video today is to introduce you and share with you a walk down memory lane for me to play with a Henry Radio Tempo 1. Well, here she is. It's also known as the Yaesu FT200. That's actually who made it. It was Yaesu that made it. Quick walk around the control panel, microphone, headphone jack, function switch, power off, sideband, tune, which we'll get to later, CW and AM, volume and RF gain, sideband reverse and normal, that's upper or lower, a cal button, I'll show you how that works, what that's all about, band select, and then the 10 meters was broken up into 4 sections, clarifier, which helps you receive, it's kind of like an offset receive. There's another name for it these days, I'm forgetting what it is. These controls up here tune the power amp, the tubes in the power amp for transmit. Mic gain and grid, this is something you actually use and receive, but also works for transmit as well. You also see this is a Heathkit HM102. This is the meter I had with my old Tempo 1 way back in the day. Of all the gear I've owned, I've sold all of it, except this. I don't know why. So let's take a quick look at how this radio works. I've turned it on already, so you don't have to wait for it to warm up. It takes about 30 seconds when you first turn a tube radio on for it to warm up, but she's on now. So we're on 20 meters. So what we're going to do first is find an open frequency, and let's do a quick, show you how you tune these radios. So the first thing we're going to do is adjust the grid for peak noise and receive. Next, we put the function switch into tune. Now, nothing happens until we flip the operate switch, and you'll see she transmits. Now, if you look at the watt meter all the way to the right, you'll see it's going up to approximately under 75 watts. Now, we're going to adjust the load and the plate for peak power out. You can also tweak the grid for that. So we just keep going back and forth. And right now we're seeing roughly about 75 watts out. That's not bad for an old radio, right? Put it back into SSB. And now we're in sideband mode and ready to make a contact. Earlier I said I would explain what the cal or calibration meant on this radio. You'll notice on this switch there's a cal position and there's this knob, this cal knob. You set the dial, the main tuning dial, so the 2 zeros are above each other. Each side you'll notice is red numbers and black numbers. That depends on whether you're in normal or reverse sideband mode. So right now I'm in normal mode, so I'm using the red numbers. These are in 50 kilohertz steps. We set this to 0, and now we're going to turn this, and it mechanically locks the dial. We turn on the calibrator, you'll hear a signal. You zero that out, and now this dial is calibrated. And that's it. Real simple. Now I want to show something else to you. A friend of mine, back during the holidays, gave me a gift that I will cherish, and that is this, a D104 microphone. I had a D104 when I had my Tempo 1 way back in the day. So I basically have put together my old General and Advanced Class shack from 1978 with the Tempo 1, the HM102, and the D104. Now we can tune and see who's on. Let's see if we make a contact. Kilowatt 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo. Kilowatt 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo. Negative, negative. Kilowatt 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo.
Juliet Bravo, thank you. You're 5 and 7, sir. 57 in Tenerife.
Roger, Roger. I copied 5 and 7. You're also 5-7 into Pennsylvania. QSL?
Papa, okay, thank you. 73 QRZ.
And there you go. The old radio works. It's
Quick, health and welfare, Joe, get a pepper.
hello CQ, CQ, CQ. Hello CQ20, CQ20, CQ20. Hello CQ, CQ, CQ. Here's Kilowatt 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo. Kilowatt 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo. Calling CQ20 and standing by. Hello, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20. Hello, CQ, CQ, CQ. Here's Kilowatt 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo. Kilowatt 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo. Calling CQ20 and standing by.
Kilo, Delta, Sierra.
I think I heard a Kilo 0 in there. Kilo 0. Try again.
Kilo, Delta, Sierra.
Kilo 0, Delta Sierra. Thanks so much for the call. Name here is Chris, and you're a 5'7", 5'8", but there's not a lot of noise, so I pulled you out of there. And we're located in Pennsylvania. QSL?
QSL, perfect.
Roger, Roger. I copied a 5.9 in Kansas. That's great. Good news, because I'm testing out an old Tempo 1 that I had won on eBay, and you're like the third contact on it, so I'm glad she's getting out.
It's doing a pretty good job.
Excellent. Yeah, I have an old D104 microphone on it as well that somebody gave me as a Christmas present. So it's kind of like a walk down memory lane for me.
D104 mic, you have one of those. Like 2 years ago, I had 7 of them, and I bought them now.
I didn't catch the end of that. A little bit of QS Baker. Try it again.
Yeah, I had 104 mics a year ago. I bought it at auction and sold them all. They're an interesting microphone. Really like them.
Oh yeah. It's a classic mic, right? It's got that classic old microphone look to it. So yeah, this one has the preamp in it, and I changed the battery out, and I had to replace the guy had a 4-pin CB connector on it. I changed it out and wired it up for the Tempo. So I had a Tempo back in like 1978. And I won this one on eBay about a month ago, and I just finally got it all hooked up. So it's a lot of fun playing with it.
Well, you're having a good time. I'll back out and let you go. If you can make some more contacts. The other thing from my end, you got a good signal. Over.
That's great to hear. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. K0 DDS, I think it was. K2 CJB.
You're right. 73 here. K0 DDS clear.
73, thanks. Well, that was fun. Made a couple of contacts. I made a DX contact, and I worked that guy in Kansas, K0 DDS. It was a lot of fun getting this radio working again. Not that I had to do much to it. I took it out of the box and just hooked it up and let her warm up and do her thing. So it's like a walk down memory lane operating this radio. It's a lot of fun for me. I want to thank Carl, N4UGL, whose eBay store is Estate Sale 3. He's the one I got the radio through. He's a ham. He operated this radio, had all sorts of fun with it, and I was lucky enough to be able to buy it off of him. So thank you, Carl. This has been a blast playing with this radio. So hey, if you had fun watching this video, as much fun as I had operating the radio today, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It would definitely help me and definitely encourage me to keep the videos coming. But man, this is a vintage radio, and I'm going to keep playing around with it this afternoon. So Hope we'll see you in the next video. 73 from K2 CJB.